Today I'll show you a demo of how to enable users to get access to data in S3 bucket using AWS Lake Formation. Let's go over the high-level steps first. The first step of the journey is registering S3 location. Why would you need to do that? Behind the scene, an IAM role is given to the Lake Formation service to read or write data on your behalf to the chosen S3 paths. The second and third step is to register databases and tables so that users can access the data files in S3 as if they're structured data. The fourth step is to grant users permissions to the databases and tables that we have just created. Lastly, you realize after finishing all the previous steps, the users are still not able to query the data. The reason is because they lack some general IAM permissions. We'll add that in the last step. Before we do anything, let's take a look at what the test users can see on the Lake Formation console. As you can see, on the Database tab, the users do not have any permission to see any databases, and same on the Tables page. Let's get started with the first step. Here I am in the AWS Lake Formation console, and I'm logged in as the admin user. Let's go to Data Lake Locations, Register Location, and here in AWS S3 Paths, I'm going to choose the bucket. And here you can see that behind the scene, AWS Lake Formation is using this service role to access the files in S3. Click Register Location. All right, the first step is done. Second step is registering database. Let's create a database. Give it a name. I'll call it address. And then here again, select the bucket that we have chosen just now. Create database. That's the second step done. Next is to create tables. So normally you would create a table using a crawler for your real use case, but here, just for demonstration purpose, I'm gonna create a table manually. Select the database that we have just created. And again, choose the S3 bucket. Our data is in CSV files, and I can manually create a schema here. Add a column, column 1, string, add, and hit submit. Now that I've created the tables, let's go back to the list page and try to assign this table to the test user. To do that, you select grant here, select test user as the principal, and select the table. Let's give the user super permissions to the table and hit grant. Now let's switch over to the user side. We can see that the users still do not have permissions. To fix that, let's go back to our admin user console and go to IAM, select users, and select the test user. Let's give this test user some permissions. We'll attach existing AWS managed policies directly. And the policy that we need is AWS Glue Console Full Access and Amazon Athena Full Access. Once we have added these IAM permissions for the test user, let's switch back and hit refresh a couple times. Now, the users can see the address table that we have just created.